So we're going to be learning about function notation, so how we can evaluate functions with their equations and their graphs. So we have this foldable here, and you need to be filling it in as I show you the notes. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, y'all, someone called. So we're going to be looking at equations and graphs of function notation. So a function can be thought of as a machine that assigns one output, so that remember output's the y value, to every input, to every x. So essentially what that is saying is every x value only has one y value. So y values can repeat, but x's can't repeat. So I can't have two ones and have like one x value that equals 1 has a y value of 0, and another x value of 1 has a y value of -2. That's not a function. X values can't repeat, okay? So that is what you would be putting into here. Okay, so now let's talk about the notation part right here of the function. All right, so, sorry. The f is the name of the function. Functions can be different names. It could be an f of x, g of x, h of x, any other letter in the alphabet. All right. X tells you, in this parentheses, it tells you what number to plug into the function. So I could have f of 1. That means I'm going to plug 1 into the x spot because it's in the x in parentheses here. So the whole thing, f of x, means the output of the function f when the input is x. We often refer to this as y. That's why some people will see f of x equals their equation, or you can see y equals their equation. It depends on how the person writes the problem. If they give you like f of 1, they want you to plug in 1 into the equation. If they just give you y equals, more than likely they're just saying this whole equation is y equals this, okay? And they're not telling you what to plug in yet. This part right here is your actual function. So my function is 3 times x plus 4. So 3 times every x value plus 4. All right. And so this is an example of how you can think about the function as a machine by plugging in two different numbers. So let's find f of 2 and f of -1. So 2 is my input. That's my x value. So I'm going to plug 2 into my machine. It's going to go into my machine. And so 3 times x plus 4. So I'm going to plug 2 into the x. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So f of 2 equals 10. When x equals 2, y equals 10. So let's try -1. Same function. I'm going to plug -1 in my machine. That's the x value. 3 times x, or -1. So 3 times -1 is -3. Plus 4 comes out 1. So f of -1 equals 1. Or when x is -1, y equals 1. Because remember, f of x is the same thing as y. So that is how functions can be thought of as a machine. Okay, and let me see, which ones did I do? X, I did f of 3, g of -2. Okay. All right, so for your job right here is to find the following values. So you are going to have, you have f and g right here, and you have these two equations right here. So you're going to plug the numbers in. So like f of 3, you're going to plug it into the f of x function. So wherever 3 is going to be plugged into wherever x is. So 3 squared plus 3. Find out the answer. Same thing with g. G of x is here, so you're going to plug in -2. So plug in -2 wherever you see x. So -2 plus 1. What does that give you? All right, this one is you have two different problems, and they want you to do something with their answers. They want you to add their answers. This is called function operations. So they want you to find f of 2, so plug 2 into f of x right here. So if I plug 2 into x squared, that is 2 squared plus 3. Okay, what's 2 squared? 4. 4 plus 3? 7. So f of 2 is 7. Now, what is g of 1? I have g of x right here. Plug 1 into x. So 1 plus 1 is what? 2. So I have 7 plus 2, because I want to add the two answers right here. It says add. So 7 plus 2 gives you what? So what's your final answer? This is what I'm going to go over with you, because this is called a composition. function. It is a function within a function. So they want you to find the inside function first and take that answer and then plug it into the outside function. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to do this one with you. So it says f of g of 2. So the inside function is g of 2. So I'm going to do g of 2 first. So remember, g of x is x plus 1. So I'm going to plug in 2 into the x spot. So 2 plus 1 equals what? 3. So g of 2 equals 3. So now I'm going to take my answer from the inside, so 3, and I'm going to use that to plug it into the outside function, which is f. So f of 3 equals, so again, f of x is x squared plus 3. So 3 squared plus 3. What is 3 squared? It is what? 9. 9 plus 3 is what? 12. So my final answer is 12, not the 3 from the inside. I use that answer to plug into the outside function, and the outside answer is my final answer. So 12 is my answer. So your job is to do f of 3, plug it in, g of negative 2, plug it in, and I kind of explained to you already how to do this. You just have to add your two separate answers. Don't forget to do that and fill it in. All right, so let's look now at a graph. Same type of concept. Okay, so I have a graph right here, and I have, this is my work rate graph. It has time in hours and boxes packed. So like if I'm moving, how many boxes can I get packed over time? So I'm going to do a couple, and then you're going to do the rest on your own. So can you figure out what this notation means? So it wants you to interpret into words what this means. So f of 2 equals 12. All right, so 2 is in the x spot because it's in parentheses. All right, what is x here? X is time, hours. So that is 2 hours. So for 2 hours, because x is 8, so hours. All right, and it says equals 12. That's the y value. That's my output. So I look over here, what's y? Boxes packed. So 12 means what? 12 boxes. So for 2 hours, I packed, spelled correctly, 12 boxes. That's it. That's all you do. Okay, so you can do f of 4 equals 24 and f of 0 equals 0. Put into words what that means. All right, so now can we fill in the missing blanks? Can we evaluate a graph just like we did with the equation? So now let's look here. F of 1 equals what? So 1 is my what value? X, because it's in parentheses. So I go over to 1 and I go up until I hit the graph. So I'll go up, I hit the graph. What number is it across from? It's across from 6. So what does f of 1 equal? It equals 6. I'm going to put 6 here. So you can do f of 3.5. Again, if it's in between, approximate. All right, now let's do one where they want us to find the x value. So let's do this one. So it says f of what equals 3. So 3 is not an x value because it's equals 3. That's the y value. It's the output. So what x gives me an output of 3? So I'm going to look for 3 on the y-axis, not the x-axis. So I'm going to go up to 3, and I'm going to go over till I hit the graph. What is it above? It's in between 0 and 1. Okay, so approximately what is halfway between 0 and 1, guys? 0.5. So I'm going to type in here 0.5, or you could do the fraction 1/2, whichever you prefer. 0.5. So my x value is 0.5, and I have packed 3 boxes. So you will also do this one, f of what gives you 9 boxes. So remember, you're going to finish up this page right here, finish up these right here. Make sure you type these in from this page right here. Type these in, fill it in, and then complete these 3 problems, and then do these 4 problems from here, the graph. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.